Hey guys, welcome to Mander's Mindset. Before we dive in, I wanted to let you know I will be releasing a handful of episodes back to back before I head off to Bali. These conversations are just too good for me to sit on. And honestly, like my friend Sean once said on this podcast here, episode 69, there are no rules. There are no rules that say I have to wait or space things out a certain way, or that I can only release episodes on Mondays. I'm not about to hold on to something powerful just because life is shifting. So I'm clearing space, releasing what's ready to be released, and letting you tune into whatever resonates to you. I'm not waiting, and maybe this is your permission not to wait either. Now let's get into the show.
Welcome to the Mander's Mindset Podcast. Here you'll find both monologue and interviews of entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, and a variety of other people, where your host Amanda Russo will discuss her own mindset and perspective and her guest mindset and perspective on the world around us. Manders and her guests will help explain to you how shifting your mindset will shift your life.
Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Mander's Mindset, where we explore the power of shifting your mindset to shift your life. I'm your host, Amanda Russo, and I will be releasing a few episodes back to back before I leave for Bali. Because, like my friend Sean Rivers once said, there are no rules. And this moment, it reminded me what it means to trust your gut, read the room, and speak up, even when it's uncomfortable. Now let's get into it. So, there's this man at my local cafe that I go to pretty regularly. We're going to call him Luke. He's loud. He's constantly talking. He complains a lot. And he's intimidating to a lot of women because he will comment on their appearance, their looks, their outfits, all the time. He used to hit on me. He stopped now. But honestly, that's not what this story is about. One morning recently, I was at the cafe pretty early, before 7 a.m. It was a Thursday. At that time, from 6 to 7, there's only one barista on shift. And that day, we'll call her Valerie. The more nervous, the more anxious barista. She's a sweetheart. And Luke was there being Luke. And he was frustrated. He was waiting for his tea bag, making comments, getting louder. And then he started slamming his hands on the table. And he made a remark, something about Valerie not listening. I saw her face drop. She was trying to hold it together, but it clearly bothered her. I could feel it. I felt it in my body, the tension, the shift in energy. And I couldn't just sit there. So I got down off the counter and I walked over to Luke's table. He was sitting there, him and two other guys. His feet were up on a chair and there were no empty chairs. I looked at him and said, "Can I sit here?" He smoked and said, "On my lap or the chair?" I said, "The fucking chair." He moved his feet. I sat down and I said, "Does that make you sleep better at night? Making Valerie feel bad?" He replied, "I'd sleep better at night with you next to me." I ignored the comment and I said, "I asked you a question. Does your head sleep better on the pillow at night? By making Valerie feel this bad, her face is bright red as a beet." And I got a little closer and I whispered and I said, If you look at her, her face looks like a tomato. He said, I like riling people up. I said, okay. There are billions of people in the world. Why does it have to be Valerie? Or Shelley? Shelley and the other woman who comes in at 7. And these two are there all the time, and they are exceptional. He shrugged and said it again. I like to rile people up. And then I told him, you come into this cafe at least 5 days a week. Valerie and Shelley are phenomenal baristas. They do a damn good job at everything. Everything. But you've got to read the room. It is 6:38 in the morning. There is one person cooking. The owners aren't here. The regular normal chef isn't here. The second barista has not arrived yet. It's only Valerie running the fuck around, holding it down. Does it make you feel better fucking riling her up? And he just looked at me. Then I told him, I come here every day. I love my flavored iced coffees. And there was only one time that I came here. Valerie made it, and I didn't like it. But I did not want to make Valerie feel bad. Then he said to me, so you just drank the shitty coffee? And I said, no, I didn't. Shelley saw my face when I took a sip of it, and she could tell I didn't love it. She looked at me, asked me if it was okay, and I made a face. She took my iced coffee, dumped it out, and brought me a new one. And she whispered and said, shh. There was one other time. My coffee wasn't as sweet as I wanted it to be. However, I am not trying to make Valerie feel bad. She's a sweetheart and does an amazing job. And honestly, life is hard enough. Then I told him how this happened to me one other time when it was only Valerie here. And I waited until Shelley arrived. I whispered to Shelley. She made me a new one. She didn't even charge me, which I would have paid for, but it was the principal. Why am I going to go out of my way to make Valerie feel worse? Life is hard enough. That's what compassion is about. We are all human. Then I told Luke, even today, I didn't come in yelling good morning, like I sometimes do when it's busy and it's later in the morning. Why? Because I could tell. It's quiet. It's not even 7 a.m. It's early. Valerie is solo. I adjusted my energy. You've got to read the damn fucking room, Luke. Luke was also sitting with this guy, Ryan, who makes different complaints as well. And Ryan mentioned how he hates going there on Thursdays because the cook on Thursdays makes such small sandwiches. And then I said, you don't like the sandwiches the chef makes on Thursdays? Fine. Get a muffin. Get some eggs. Adjust your energy. Adjust your intentions. Here's the thing. If you are looking for a complaint, you will always find one. But don't take it out on the people who show up here and do their job well. And I want to be really clear. I wasn't yelling. I did raise my voice when he raised his. I matched his energy. Not to overpower it or him, but to interrupt it. And yeah, I threw in a few F-bombs. Not to be aggressive, but to make it clear. Because let's be honest, I'm a small, short, petite woman, and people don't expect that kind of fire to come out of me. But sometimes Fire is what cuts through the noise. I didn't swear for drama. I swore because the moment called for it. Because some people only listen when they realize they can't intimidate you. And that's the thing. Speaking up doesn't always sound polished. It doesn't always look pretty. But it can still come from a place of love, from presence, from grounded clarity. I was not there to fix him or to change him. I was not trying to psychoanalyze why he likes riling people up. That's not my business. That's far beyond my pay grade. But I was there to say, not here, not like that. And eventually, he quieted down. I went back to my seat at the counter, and it was so funny because I sat next to Tiffany, and she was shocked that I was sitting with him, and I told her what had happened. She told me she didn't think I was going to get through to him. And I said, honestly, Tiffany, it doesn't matter. I needed to say what needed to be said. The energy in the whole place was adjusted. And as I was sitting there at the counter talking to Tiffany, Luke walked up and he actually apologized to Valerie. I don't know everything he said because I purposely did not listen and shut my ears off so I could give him that privacy. But I overheard him saying he shouldn't have raised his voice. And I felt such a sigh of relief. So if you ever feel that pull in your gut, that energy that says, say something, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands are sweaty, this is your reminder to speak up anyway. You have no idea the impact it might make. If you are listening to me right now on Mander's Mindset, you are here to help people shift their mindset as well. And I believe that because you're not listening to me if you're not looking to shift and change the world in some aspect. I truly believe that. So that being said, if your heart, mind, and soul tells you at some point in time to speak up, to say something, to do something, do it. Do it. Don't look back and say, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Do it. In case no one told you today, I'm proud of you. I'm rooting for you. And you got this. As always, if you enjoyed the show, I would really appreciate it if you would leave me a 5-star rating, leave a review, and share it with anyone you think would benefit from this. And don't forget, you are only one mindset shift away from shifting your life. Thanks, guys. Until next time.